but maybe it's still useful if Ajahn can elaborate a little more about the sense of self that is there all the time. I think it's useful for everybody.
That's why I think it's not just hearing just one word and only one time. For example, just the word Dhamma. See, if there is no understanding what Dhamma is, can there be the understanding of now as Dhamma? Because it's not just the word, but it's about whatever is real. And it's now appearing to be known as not self. But without the words of the Buddha, who can think about that as what is seen is no one and nothing, only that which can impinge on the I base, see, as conditions. No one can make it arise. Even while we are talking right now, there is seeing and seeing and seeing again and again and again. No understanding of it as not I at all. That's why just one word should be built up on more and more understanding, firmer and firmer, more confidence on the truth that not I. But as long as there is not the understanding of whatever appears now more, it's impossible to eliminate the idea of self because there is the idea of self long time ago and even right now and in the future too. That's why even one word should be understood. When there is the understanding more about no one there, it begins to understand. So what is that which is appearing? No one there. So what is that which appears? Only that which can appear when one opens one's eyes, that's all. Otherwise, no matter how much one try and try to have it arise, it's impossible. All are conditioned by no one but by conditions themselves. Just one word should be more confidence. Then that is that is the moment of developing understanding, accumulating little by little from moment to moment. No me, no Nina, gone, everything. And what is left is the memory of that which has appeared. See, even just right now, a little more understanding of no one is so very helpful. Only Dhamma. So the sound now, it's gone completely. No more, never again to be the same which has arisen and fallen away completely. See, no one. So it can be conditioned from let go the akusla, like attachment or aversion to whatever appears.
So we can think of other people or the object which is seen as no one. But when it concerns ourselves, we still have an idea of I am talking now or thinking now, an underlying idea of I.
Excuse me, are you thinking like that? Are you thinking like that now? I. It's just, it's there as usual with the idea of something all the time. And even listening to the truth of actually is conditioned to arise, to appear, and then gone forever. This is gradually developed little by little to be more confirmed as soon as there's something happen. It depends on condition. Sometimes the anchor still grow on and on and on. No idea of no I at all. But sometimes when the conditions are ready to condition moment of even thinking, it's only just that which appears. Who's that? Anchor is anchor only. It's time to study, to understand, but no one can force it to arise to study then at all depends on conditions. That's why it's quite a relief not to try to do anything, not to try to have no anger, but time to understand it can be conditioned from hearing and hearing again and again, and understand the word of Dhamma, no one, better and better, little by little. By conditions, everything, even seeing right now, thinking right now, considering right now, anger right now, attachment right now, whatever is there. So fast that no time to be object of understanding at all, like seeing now. While we're hearing and thinking, it's not time to understand seeing, as it's there by conditions. But the truth is the truth. No one can change the truth. There must be conditions for whatever arises. But that cannot be taken for self or anything or anyone, because it's a just very, very short moment and then gone completely. Nothing can return. It's completely gone forever. So no one, no I, only thinking arises, speaking, thinking, moving, that's all in a day. That's why we learn to understand just one word about that at a time. Like Dhamma, it has to be a reality. Otherwise, Buddha couldn't become enlightened at all if there's no understanding of that which appears at that very moment. So now it appears not to the Panya at level of enlightenment yet, but it appears to be object of ignorance, attachment, aversion, or right understanding, depending on conditions. And without understanding this, there must be the self or the I. Try and try and try to understand this, to have answer for that, and on until death. What's the use of just the I know about the answer, or I know about that, but it's still I? It's wrong understanding. But to understand even from hearing and thinking carefully, where's the I? Can you find it? Can seeing be the I? Can hearing be the I? Can anything be something? It's just that which is object of citta, which experiences it all the time, never stop, from morning up to now, from this moment to the next moment, again and again and again. Nothing can be done. Only the right words about the truth of that which appears can be conditioned to understand the truth of that word. Like seeing cannot be anything at all. It just sees. It has a reason. No one can make it arise, and it's gone. When there's more understanding, better and better, Panya, right understanding, change from clinging to the self, to attachment, to aversion, to any, whatever happens as just by conditions and then gone completely. And that can be directly experienced, but not at level of listening and understanding. For example, anyone who hasn't listened to the teachings of the Buddha yet, do you know anything? See, what would he say? Whatever is there in life can be object of understanding. from hearing, considering, understanding the truth. The truth has to be the truth. Seeing is a reality. See, no one can say that, oh, it's not real. At moment of seeing, it's there. But how come to be the moment of seeing just right there? By whom? No one. But there are many conditions for its arising. And then just so short, and then fall away forever. So what can be I?
You have helped us a lot to understand better the shortness of the moment, that it is really nothing. It has gone already when we are consider that moment. And by repeating it and telling us again and again, it helps to understand this a little better, how short it is.
So can that be I?
No.
See, every word that Buddha taught about the truth of whatever appears condition more and more understanding of no self at all. That's why one can see one's own misunderstanding of whatever appears and knows that there is only one way to understand it, by listening carefully and understanding better and better until the moment of direct understanding with awareness of reality, not at will, but by conditions. Each moment, each reality shows it another's. So it depends on understanding how much the understanding of anatta is there, more or less, or none at all. But without understanding intellectually, can there be condition for direct awareness to arise? Because hardness appears as usual. Visible object appears each day as usual. No moment for understanding as no one there at all. Until there are right conditions for that moment to understand that which is as usual as something. And that is not the object of the Buddha, like we just say about Upanisya Kojara. It's not ordinary object in a day, but it's the truth of the object which has listened and understood little by little until the moment when direct awareness is there with understanding. One understands what is the object of the Father, which is the Buddha, who gave the truth, the understanding of the truth to everyone who listened and who considered carefully. That's the only way. And we begin to understand that the way must be the way of letting go, not just want to have or try to have, try to do anything. That is not the way to understand the truth. It hides the truth because they appear together. And when they appear together as something with shape and smell and taste and so on, no understanding of each reality yet. That's why it is something until just a characteristic which cannot be something different from that. Sound has to be sound, not visible object. Taste is not smell. They are different, all are different by conditions. And each of them cannot be taken for anything as self or fish or whatever. It's so very simple But it's so very deep to understand. Simple because just like it is, as it is, never change to be something different from that very moment or that characteristic. Sound is sound, different sound by conditions. Taste is taste because it's that which can impinge on the tongue or the chiva prasada. Only that, only that, only that, only that, and then gone completely. This is the way to study the teachings of the Buddha, beginning to understand the word better and better and better, clearly and clearly and clearly, until the truth appears as no self. From intellectual understanding to be conditioned for understanding directly of a reality which is now by condition, see. So the understanding of another's develop on and on and on and on until no matter what time it is for, enlightenment by conditions, understanding by condition, direct awareness by condition, vipassana jnana by conditions, different levels by conditions. So that's the way to letting go the idea of self or something as now, as this moment, chairs, table, people, things. That's why there can be the beginning of understand more words of the Buddha, like life is just like a dream. Who knows if there's no awakening at all? We are in darkness, no light to understand the truth of what is now appearing by conditions, arising and falling away. See, the darkest reality is not understanding the truth of that which appears now. And the light is the understanding from the Buddha's word, from his enlightenment. So there can be the understanding by oneself how much light it is now, or just begin very dim, not light enough to understand the moment of arising and falling away yet. So the object does not appear well now, and it appears well to Panya stage by stage as not self. That's why there should be the understanding of Dhamma as not self from the very beginning, firmer and firmer and firmer to understand the truth, because the understanding of not me, not that, is only that which is now object of seeing, and it's not the seeing, see. No world at all. Seeing in the world, object in the world, if there's no reality which can experience anything, there will never be the idea of the thought of world at all, or of me, or of anything. So that which arises and experiences cannot be anyone or I. And that which is the object is conditioned to arise. No will, because it cannot experience anything. That's why each word is a reality, like the will, the power, the conditions. Buddha taught about all the truth of everything to be considered carefully, to understand, to know who's the Buddha, the enlightened one. Otherwise, no one knows him at all if there's no understanding of his word, which he taught about everything. And everything he taught is this moment. So what is a moment? See,